Hey, howdy, hey y'all, Leanna here. Today is another get ready with me chatty style video. I have more new products that have just been laying around in the bin of shame. So it is my goal to pull these things out and sit down, turn the camera on, and try them out with you guys. In my little basket I have quite a few No7 products. I wanted to try the new, which is not new anymore. It's new to me. The new No7 Restore and Renew Multi-Action Serum Foundation, because I love their other foundation and I know that they have discontinued that and quite a few people were upset. So we're going to see if this one is kind of sort of comparable. And I have some of their powders and some mascara and some more e.l.f. products and a Danessa Myricks products. And I'm continuing to try this City Lips Plumping Lip Gloss to see how that's working. So let's get right into it. So I have already put on my lotions and potions and serums and all the things. And in my last Get Ready With Me video, I was talking about this Belief Beauty Moisturizing Eye Balm. I love this stuff. It is very, very hydrating under the eyes. I also have been enjoying this e.l.f. Holy Grail Eye Cream. This is just a little sample that I've been trying out. And I'm loving the Kapari too. It is a starry eye balm and it just kind of brightens your under eyes. So that is what I have done for skin prep. I do have, you can see right here, I have some dryness going on. So whatever I do may look a little funky in that area, but this is real life. So I'm going to try out this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Milk, I believe, Hydro Grip Primer. So I'm just going to put a pump in my hand. And I know the lighting is really bright, but that's because I'm filming in the day. Normally I'm a night owl and a vampire and I do the whole nighttime thing, but today is my day off and the sunshine is out. And so that is why everything looks so much brighter. I can tell that that's going to be very gripping. I'm not used to wearing a gripping primer, so it doesn't feel like I thought it would though. I thought it was going to feel extremely tacky, but it doesn't. Before I do anything else, I'm going to apply the City Lips. My lips are still super dry. This is such a nice plumping lip gloss. Like I said before, it does not burn or tingle or anything. This time, let's just see if you can tell the difference if I only put it on half my lip. Okay, let's get into this No7 Restore and Renew Multi-Action Serum Foundation. And I have the shade Warm Beige, which is the same shade that I wore in the other, and it is very serumy, as you can see. I'm going to dot that around, and I'm going to use this AOA Shop Miss A Paw Paw, is that what that's called? Makeup sponge. I feel like it's too bright in here for y'all to be able to see what I'm doing, but I don't have any control over the sunshine, so this is going on just as well as the other No7 foundation that I love so much. That gives a very nice finish. Very nice finish. Am I talking about my floors? I'm talking about my skin. So far I like that. It feels nice on the skin. We'll see how it dries down and if it oxidizes. The next product that I have is a No7, that's hard to say, Dark Circle Concealer. This is Hydralumis, and it is in the shade 2, and it has a sponge tip on it. And what you do is click it up to distribute the product, and you can see it coming out the top there. I may have clicked just a little bit too much. I'm going to pounce that on the back of my hand to distribute it a little bit in the sponge. I don't wear a lot of concealer either. I'm going to put some on the inner and outer corner of my eye. Let's put a little bit more while I'm waiting for my concealer to dry down a little bit on that side to see if that makes it plump up anymore. The thing that I like about it is it does not burn. I do not like that burn. I know some people do, but I don't like it. Alright, so I'm just going to take my finger and work that concealer around. And that looks really nice. That concealer seems to be kind of light. It's not a really heavy concealer, but I don't want a heavy concealer. Wow, it really is bright in here, isn't it? What a difference the sun makes. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer where you can see my lips. Do you see the difference between the two sides? I can definitely see a difference. I can feel the difference too. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the other side of my lips because the other side feels really dry. Alrighty, that feels better. I can tell a difference, y'all. Now, I don't know how long the plump lasts, but I can definitely see a difference. What is happening down there? Okay, so I'm going to set under my eyes. It has definitely settled into the creases, but that's because I have not set it quick enough. So I'm just going to smooth that out. And then I'm going to use my number 7. This is the Lift and Luminate Triple Action Finishing Powder, and this is in light medium. And you can see the embossing is gone because I have been using this. I've had it for a while. I'm going to pull my skin a little bit so that I can get into those folds, because I have not just wrinkles and crinkles and creases, but I have actual folds under my eye. And when I put my powder on, I don't care what kind of powder I use. You see how the wrinkles are more pronounced now under my eyes. But I'm going to show you how to fix that because, you know, it's powder. And powder is going to make your skin look a little drier. That's pretty normal. There are some powders that are very, very finely milled that are hydrating and will help with that, but for the most part I find that powders will make my under eye area look very dry. And now I'm going to use this number 7 Perfect Light Translucent Loose Powder, and this is hypoallergenic, and it's made in Italy. I'm just going to get some of that in the cap. Normally, I use a little bowl for this because I find it easier. Get some of that on my brush. And that looks, you can see in this area, that looks a little blurring. That looks really good. I like that. I like that very much. That is my first time using that. Alright, and now I have this e.l.f. and I have a cat here. I have this e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, and this is in the shade Honey Drip. And I got their Putty Bronzer brush. Just little. Look how little it is. It's super cute. So I'm going to get some of that on the brush. I don't know how much I need because this is my first time. I can see it there on the brush. And then I will start to place that around. I think I got a lot. Put the rest of that on this side. And then I will go back and smooth out this side. It does blend out very easy. That might be just a little warm for me. I do like a cooler leaning bronzer. That blends out really easy though. That looks nice. Maybe it's not too warm. Get a little bit more on my brush and go back onto this side. And that feels like it dries down to a powder. It feels really nice on the skin. Very nice. I like that. I really am enjoying cream products. I was very resistant to them at first, but I'm finding that I really like them. It doesn't appear to be disturbing my foundation at all. I like the brush, but I do wish the brush was a little bit bigger, maybe. I'm gonna take my powder brush and just kind of go over it. And I think I'm gonna just get a little bit on there and just kind of warm up my nose. Alrighty. I'm not going to go too heavy with that. I'm sure that that's buildable, but I like the way that looks. I am though. Let's put some under my chin. Give myself a little bit of a shadow. There we go. Now the window is over on this side of the room, so I have more of a shadow happening on this side because there's no sunlight on that side of the room. But in the January Ipsy add-ons, they had this Danessa Myricks blush, which is a cream blush. So I ordered it. I want to say that I paid like $14 or something. Of course, you get it at a reduced price when you're subscribed to Ipsy. And it's a very pretty palette. Love those shades. It's a nice plastic case, and then each shade is on the back. It tells you the shade name. We have Tease, XOXO, Sweet Cheeks, and Coquette, I think is how you say that. This is the Dew in Flirty palette, Dewy Cheek and Lips, so you can put this on your lips as well. And it has different languages on the back. It has English and Spanish to tell you a little bit about the palette. It says it's a hydrating Ultra Luxe cheek and lip cream palette filled with 4 multi-use shades, ideal for all skin tones. Use fingertips or brush. Tap onto cheeks or lips to build a subtle and impactful radiant flush of color. Oh, they have French on here too, and Italian. How about that? So let's see. I am drawn immediately to this shade. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. I also have the e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush, which has this jagged edge, so we'll see how this does. So I just picked up a little bit. Hopefully that's not too much. I'll just lightly tap that on. Maybe I should tap that on with my finger. That is very pigmented, so I may have picked up, not that I'm putting on too much, but too much to try to apply all at once. But this as well does not seem to be disturbing any of the other products. Even though I went ahead and set my face with that powder, but I wanted to make sure that my foundation was not going to crease. It doesn't, I know a lot of people don't like to put cream products over top of powder, but I think if you do it correctly, then it won't bother anything. That is a very pretty color. If you can see it, because it's so flippin' bright in here. Let's be wild and crazy and go into XOXO, which is that pink, and put a little bit of that. Make sure I got all of that out of my brush. Let's just put a titch of that over top of that. Because you know you can mix and match your colors, create something new. That's really pretty. The other thing that I have noticed about your cream products is sometimes you have to go a little heavier than what you think, because when you set it with your setting powder, I have a hair, it will kind of tone it down some. I like that. Alright, I'm going to take my sponge and just make sure that I don't have any edges. Get all of the hair out of it. That's very pretty. You see how glowy it looks? It's very hydrating, so I like it. Nice. I like those coral orangey colors too. I'm looking forward to trying those out. Alright, so now I'm going to go back into my setting powder. You see how that kind of tones that down some, so. And I'm going to use this Ciate London Watermelon Burst setting spray that I got in one of my boxes. I don't remember which one it was. It has a very nice watermelon scent to it, but it almost smells like a salty watermelon, if that makes any sense. And then I'm going to take some of that and spray it in my hand. And I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to get that all absorbed into my sponge, because this is what I'm going to use to rehydrate under my eyes. I'm just going to pinch it and I'm going to go right under my eyes. And see how that helps with that dry look that it has. And I'm going to go over the rest of my face, and it just really does help to settle that all in and melt all of that stuff together, and just makes it look really nice. I also do this after I do my eyeshadow. I will go over that as well, because my eyes are very crepey and the eyeshadow can accentuate all of that. So I do the same thing on my eyes. I just go back over. I'm going to try a highlighter out of this OFRA On The Glow palette that I got out of my January BoxyCharm Premium. Very, very pretty palette. I am not a big fan of OFRA. I don't buy any of their products, but if it comes in a box, I will definitely use it. Those are so pretty, and this is a refillable, so you see the little holes there so that you can take the compact out and replace it if you use it all. Has anybody used an entire thing of highlighter? That's highlighting a lot. So I think I'm going to go into this one here, and I think I want to use these two colors. I'm going to try to get into both of those, and I'm going to use this NYX Professional brush. It's number 24. I believe that it is a highlighting brush, but I use brushes for whatever I want to use them for. But I'm going to dip into both of those and get some of the product on. This is going to be beaming, I'm sure, because OFRA has beaming highlighters. Yep. That is beaming for sure. Very pretty. Now I have to equal them out. I have more on one side than I do on the other, of course. And we got to get a little bit for our nose. I'm going to get the rest of that out so that I can... Oh, look at how pretty that is. That's really pretty. I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do an eye look off camera, but for another video. When I get that video posted, I will link it up here in the iCard, but when I'm done doing the look, I will come back and we will do mascara. I have a primer. I'm interested to see if this primer is close to my favorite eyelash primer. I can't talk. Which is Laura Geller. Two different mascaras. I didn't realize when I bought them, but one is waterproof, and I don't normally like to wear a waterproof mascara because it tends to make my eyelashes come out. But I am going to, I don't know if I'll try that today, but the other one is the Full 360 Ultra, which has vitamin E and shea butter in it, which is probably the one that I'll try. So we'll come back and do that after I throw things in the floor. And then I have this very, very vampy, what is it? Vampy Violet is what the name of it is. Liquid lip from e.l.f. that we're going to try. So I will see y'all in just a second. Okay, eye look is done. I used the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette. You can watch that video here. Let's try out this lash primer. This is the Lash Impact Lash Primer. It is 4-in-1 Lash Perfector. It is hypoallergenic. This is what the packaging looks like. It has a 6-month it has a 6-month shelf life and a very fine brush, which I prefer. It's got a curve on it. Almost has a fresh smell to it. It does not have that chemical smell that sometimes mascaras and primers will have. It is definitely a very thin primer. And it doesn't really look black. It looks more like a gray type color, which I kind of prefer. I don't mind the black. The black is okay too. I am not a fan of the white eye primers. It just, to me, it seems like it, oh, I just stuck that in my eye. It seems harder to get the mascara to really cover that. I am liking this so far. Renee loves the Laura Geller eyelash primer like I do. I'm kind of liking this, Renee. This might be a dupe because Laura Geller does not make that anymore, which was very sad. I like it. I like it. And now I'm going to go with this, the Full 360 Ultra Vitamin E and Shea Butter All-in-One Mascara, and it is in the shade Black. The other one is a waterproof mascara, which I am going to try, not in this video. This is what the packaging looks like. I'm going to wait for this to kind of dry down. It's still a little wet, and then I'm going to curl my lashes before I try this mascara. While we're waiting for the eyelash primer to dry down, let's talk about my non-existent blush. I guess I should have gone a little bit more heavy-handed. I know that the first thing to disappear on your face is your blush, and I'm going to put some more of that on my cheek. Yeah, that's much better. Going to put it down, and then I'm going to take the side that doesn't have any and use that to blend that out. Much better. That is much better. More better. It's more better. We'll let that dry down. I think my lashes are dry now. I'm going to use this Revlon Comfort Grip eyelash curler that I got from Influencer. They sent this to me. I rarely curl my lashes because my eyes are so crinkly and droopy that I end up catching the skin, and that does not feel good when you pinch it, so I just don't normally do it. But I have been playing around with this. I do like it. It is definitely comfortable, and I think that the premise for doing this was for us more mature ladies who have trouble gripping things or maybe arthritis or different things. Then this is very comfortable and very easy to use. So I'm going to curl. I wanted to curl after I put the primer on to see if it would hold it better. And I can tell that it definitely curled that lash. Alrighty, so that works good. And now, where's my mascara? It's right here. let's try this mascara out and see what we got going on. It has an hourglass shaped brush. I don't normally like really thick brushes because my eyes are hooded and droopy and I end up getting mascara all over my skin. I prefer a smaller brush. It's just easier for me to use. So there's the first coat. There's the second coat. And let's try this e.l.f. liquid matte lipstick in Vampy Violet. It is so pretty, y'all. These little doe foot things. Look at how pretty that is. They tickle my lips. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. They tickle my lips. Look at how pretty that is. I love it. We'll see how that does and if it dries down any better. Alright, let's try one more coat of this mascara and see what happens. That is number 3. Number 3. I actually like it. It went on really well. I didn't make a mess and get it all over me like normal with those big brushes, so not too shabby. I'm liking the foundation. The foundation looks really good. How's my eyes looking? It's settling, of course, in my under eye. I don't have really a lot of creasing with that foundation. I have a dry patch right there, but I mean, it's going to catch on that. That's not the foundation's fault. I really like the foundation. I like the bronzer. Love the blush. Love the mascara. Love the primer. The eyelash primer. I'm really liking that. That reminds me a lot of the Laura Geller eyelash primer. Love the powders. I like the eyelash curler. That worked really well. I like the under eye concealer. I think I need to play around with that a little bit more. It feels really nice and soft. It does not feel dry, but it just looks a little dry to me. But that could be me putting too much powder or user error. I am going to, let's spray my sponge with a little bit more setting spray and tap that into the palm of my hand, and let's just hydrate that a little bit. That normally works really well. You see what a difference that makes? It really does make a difference. So, I love the color of this lipstick, but see how sticky? It's sticky. Now, I know this is going kind of long. Do you know how to fix that? Powder. You can fix it with some powder. And I don't know if it's going to dry down. It looks like a hot mess. I'm telling you, that's my fault. I'm going to take that brush that I used to set my under eye and use that to set the lipstick, and that'll help it from being sticky. So there we go. There's another video of me playing around with some new to me products. I liked everything. The only thing that I am unsure about is this sticky lipstick. But I will try that again just to make sure, because sometimes when you're not used to using a certain product, you have to use it several times to get used to it, to know, am I applying it correctly the right way or whatever. So, and I'm loving that City Lips. I am loving the City Lips. Okay, this is another get ready with me chatty. I don't know if I did a whole lot of chatting, but I enjoyed playing with some new makeup products. Before you go, make sure you show that like button some love. And as always, I'd like to remind you that makeup is meant to enhance the natural beauty that you already are. And we are all beautiful at any age and any size. Find something to be grateful for today. Pull your makeup out and play with it. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Christopher, you need to get you a little pawpaw sponge and some setting spray, salted watermelon setting spray, and put them in your tackle box. That way when you're out fishing and you feel like you need to refresh a little, you just spray your face, mist your face, and pat it around with your little pawpaw sponge, and it'll freshen up your makeup. And if you want to get rich, you can develop some fisherman setting spray that has like catfish bait scent to it. You know, kind of like dough, like the hunters spray themselves with the dough scent. You could, you know, do it in like fish. Okay. Your crazy mama loves you, boo.